All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
This is the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. Good morning. I'm here with Pat Devaney, my husband and fellow realtor.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Okay, good.
We have with us for the second week in a row Mark Keyes, director of the Pennsylvania Paranormal Association, and Virginia Centrillo, psychic medium. Hello.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having us. What a pleasure. We're thrilled that you invited us back.
You were here not too long ago, a couple weeks back, and we're talking about haunting and spirits and a lot of good stuff here. And we can't wait to have a discussion with you today. We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. We talk real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many relentless realtors. We've been guiding, assisting, and advising clients in real estate matters for 50 years.
Wow, 50 years. Wow. During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you're at jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab. We have we have a camera on the roof, and you can look and see what's going on at the corners. It's interesting sometimes.
Look us up on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobilefriendlyjruddy.com, JRUDDY.com. Okay, Mark Keyes, director of the Pennsylvania Paranormal Association. What is the PPA, the Pennsylvania Paranormal Association, please?
Yeah, I often wonder if I pick too many long words to put in that title. Everybody gets a little tongue-tied with that one. So the PPA is a paranormal resolution team. We go out where people are requesting our assistance to try to determine whether they have a haunting at home or a business. And if we determine that haunting is taking place, we have resources that we're able to hopefully resolve that haunting and bring the building back to a very quiet, peaceful place. Or if there's not a haunting, we try to educate people on what they're actually experiencing and hopefully find out what the cause is.
And both you and Virginia have quite a lengthy resume. You're not just some crazy person. You're a retired trooper, aren't you?
That's up for debate.
Detective,
on the crazy
right?
part.
Well, but
that is up for debate. I've worked with them for 10 years now, trust me.
Yeah, but you do. What
I
else?
retired from the state police a few years ago. I was a criminal investigator, among other things, with the state police. And I wanted to put a lot of those talents and techniques to work to try to discover for myself whether any of this stuff was real. And that was, 15 some years ago, and I'm still at it today working with Virginia.
And you're on the Travel Channel?
There's a show called Paranormal 911 on the Travel Channel that I'm part of. I'm a contributor to that show. Last year I was on the same production company put out a show called Haunted Hospitals, and that is still airing. They're in production of season 3 right now, so you could catch me here and there on that one.
And you're also an author.
I authored 2 books. Yeah, one was called Chasing Shadows, a criminal investigator's look into the paranormal, and that was basically my whole journey through all this, trying to decide whether any of this stuff was real. And I talk a lot about my experiences going through things like working with psychic mediums to working on hauntings and then working with psychic mediums on hauntings. And my second book was a lot about Virginia and her talents and working on probably one of our toughest cases down in Upper Darby, right outside of Philadelphia. And that's called the Upper Darby Poltergeist, available on Amazon. And it sort of highlights the difficulties that some professionals go through trying to stop hauntings for people.
That was a tough one.
So do you bring these spirits with, is there a way that you would attract these spirits to you in your homes? Would you ever be susceptible to that?
Oh, that does happen, and I'll let Virginia expand a little bit, but we do find some of the cases that we get are new hauntings, actually, because people do get attachments and bring spirits home from a variety of places. Virginia, do you want to expand on that?
Yes. With our group, we've in the 10 years I've been with our group, we have not had. I think we just had one particular attachment, and that was with one of our teammates, which was Paul, and but otherwise, in the 10 years, no, we've never taken anything back with us because before we leave, I hug each and every one of our teammates. I do hugging. I hug a lot. So I can feel the energy off their bodies. If something is attached, like I'll hug them purposely just to see what's going on. And I do a quick little blessing in my head, or we do a blessing before we leave. We always seal off. We always finish off with something in order to protect ourselves and also to close that veil before we leave, because we don't want to leave that veil open and, get the owners all upset with something else coming through. So we're very cautious in how we work. So we usually don't have that type of attachment, but we do have some people that we do work with in these homes that are open, don't know they're like me, and they may be in a nursing home, working in a nursing home, in a school, wherever, and they can pick up certain entities. I mean, we've had a few cases like that where there was attachments, which I worked very diligently to remove, and we also have people on our team that can do that work. So we're very fortunate in that level. But, yes, we've had that many times.
And we quite frequently get ghost hunters, if you will, hobbyist paranormal investigators who call us and say, I was out doing an investigation and I think I brought something home. What do I do? So, just throwing that little warning out there to people that, even investigators sometimes bring stuff home and they end up calling people who have the resources to be able to get rid of the ghost that
yes, and actually I worked with a team that's out from Long Island who had a situation. You know what I'm talking about, Mark, Matt Haas. So, yeah, I've worked with him for quite a while on his situation because they just go in and they just feel, okay, we need to gather this evidence, and, they don't realize that once you start asking questions and you're walking around doing EVPs or, that opens up. They want to speak. Spirit wants to speak. So a lot of times they'll follow them home and say, hey, I have an open line with this person. I think I'll go home with them. So that does happen. So I've fixed a few situations.
Well, last show, I cut you off. We were talking about things, items that we can place in our homes and our work, our offices, businesses, which bring positive energy, healing, cleansing to our areas. You were talking about oranges and tangerines and lavenders and frankincense. Okay, so can we talk about that? Because I want to talk about how to keep ourselves happy in our homes and how do we bring in positive energies, please?
Oh, yes, 100%. Well, one of the things that I've always done in my home, and, before I moved into my home, and this is what everybody should do before they move into a new home or an older home, you should definitely go in and speak to your home. Walk in with reverence. Walk in and speak to that home like it's alive, because they are alive, There's such beautiful energies attached to those walls, doors, and floors, and some of them are not even great energies because of what happened to the past owners. Doesn't mean there's a spirit there. There's just an energy that's lingering. It's like when somebody smokes a cigar or a cigarette in a house and they walk away and that smoke is still there. You know what I mean, and you walk right into it.
Yes.
Same situation. So what I suggest is you walk in, you greet the home, you say, may I come in? You walk in, you talk to the walls and say, I'm going to love you, I'm going to take care of you. Go through every room. And you bring your family in with you, and you can sage, do some smudging in the home, bring some holy water. If you want to bring a clergy in to do a blessing before you walk in, that's a wonderful idea. To keep the energies up in the home, you have to reassure the home that you will take very good care of it. Whether it's an older home or a newer home, the newer home you would say, listen, I'm going to bring beautiful memories in this home and lots of love, and you're going to protect that. Because that space is your church, is your sanctuary. This is where you live, breathe, talk, make love, dinner, laugh, play. This is a very important space. This is your temple, your church. So in order to keep the energies up, I would suggest, and I still do it here, I do at least once a week, where I walk around, talk to the house, I do some saging. I also diffuse frankincense and myrrh. I also diffuse orange, which brings up a lot of beautiful energy. It brings in our spacious chi, brings in a lot of warmth and wealth. Odor, certain smells and sounds bring in the hierarchy from our Creator. So it's important to play certain music. Like when I leave my house, I play harp music all day long. I leave it on a CD playing over and over again. Just beautiful harp music. I come home, my dogs are like dead out. After dead out, I see no damage, which is good because I know the harp music knocked them out. But it brings in certain angelic realms and great healing. They've been noticing with harp sounds in hospitals with children and animals that it does heal. So you want your house to be healed and whole. Again, sounds, certain smells, very, very important. Certain prayers are very important. And also, Mark, I make him work all the time when we're doing homes and cleansings. You could do Reiki in a home. And Mark, explain the Reiki.
Please.
Yeah, so this was something else that I had wanted to do a little bit of study on myself because I knew Reiki was becoming very popular, not just in our area, but across the United States, and it's being used in hospitals now. And to simplify it as much as I can, it's a form of energy work. If people have heard of hands-on healing, it's sort of like, kind of like hands-on healing, but not necessarily placing your hands on people all the time. But it's akin to acupuncture, where it facilitates the healing of a person emotionally, physically, and it could also be used on properties, houses, businesses. So a lot of times, Virginia will ask me to do some Reiki. I had the pleasure of a medium who was also a Reiki master that I met years and years ago, wanted me to do this for chronic back pain that I had, and then she asked me to attend her classes and kind of learn about it. And I did, and I wasn't sure whether to believe this or not. I don't know if I'm too analytical or what my problem is, but all these people that were using this and having it used on them were talking about all these great experiences and seeing colors and feeling sensations, and I was flatlined, nothing, which was kind of a bummer when I'm listening to all these other people with these great experiences. So when I learned how to do it, I had very positive feedback from some people that I had used it on. And then Virginia years later found out that I had been trained in that and asked me to use it on properties to help her cleanse a place. And I do some sneaky stuff sometimes. So there were a few times early on that I did it without Virginia asking me to do it or knowing I was doing it. And I wanted to see if it made a difference. And one case in particular, she was having a real hard time with the spirit of this young lady who had died in a very panicked, frantic, emotional state. And I decided, okay, I was going to do it. And there's sort of 3 levels you can do it at, if you will. And typically I would do all 3 when I'm working with Virginia, but I thought I'm going to just help bring in some positive energy into the room. And did the first level of this energy work in the room. Hopefully that would help Virginia working with the spirit. So literally within maybe 2 minutes of doing this, Virginia turns to me and says, I'm having a real hard time with this woman. She's like, Mark, and she calls it symbols. Can you do your symbols, which means can you do some Reiki for me? And certain symbols are said to activate certain types of energy. So she says to me, can you do your symbols? I think you already did one. I need them all. Blew me away because she had no idea I was doing this. And later we talked and I said, how on earth did you know I only did one? Because typically I would do 3. And she said, I felt the shift in the energy in the room. And I said, son of a gun, I cannot believe it. But she made sort of a believer out of me through trial and error of what I was doing, that I could somehow affect the energy in the room. And a lot of it, I think, is also intention in your thought. Thought is energy. And I believe energy has a huge impact on a room and people that you're dealing with and spirits. And so Virginia will quite often ask me to go and do this energy work within a house. So, if anybody's interested in Reiki to heal yourself or other people, it also works on houses. Yeah.
Never knew that. I didn't know that.
What he's doing with these symbols, he's actually bringing in very high realm energies that go deep into the earth, which cuts off the tentacles that are left behind by other homeowners that are could be negative. You know what I mean? They could have been yelling or alcoholism, and he's actually cutting away from me. That's so I can work easy and get through the situation to help the spirit move forward, because sometimes it gets very like a traffic jam. So you can also invite somebody in who does Reiki into your home before you begin to bring your things in, and just go from room to room.
All right.
And bring that energy up and cut away what does not belong, that you do not own.
But you said there were prayers that could be said. What would be, you have a simple prayer that somebody could say?
Oh, there's so many beautiful homeowner prayers. I mean, it's just amazing. You can go online, and they have simple little prayers that when you walk around, and I like families to do it together. Not so much little children, but like the mom and dad, or if you have older children involved, you can all do it together. And I have one actually right here that, now I've incorporated in the paperwork that we hand out to the clients. And it's just a little thing like, bless this house, O Lord, we pray. Make it safe by night and day. Bless these walls so firm and stout, keeping want and trouble out. Bless the roof and chimney tall. Let the peace lie over all. Bless the doors that they may prove even open to joy and love. Bless the windows shining bright, letting in God's heavenly light. Bless the here hearth and blazing there, with smoke ascending from this prayer. Bless the people here within, keep them pure and free from sin. If you want to put that in, I change it a little bit. Bless us all, and one day we may all be fit. O Lord, we do dwell with thee. So basically, they're just simple stuff. If you don't want that, there's other more updated versions of this, which would make some people feel more comfortable. But that's one of them that I really enjoy, and it's very simple.
And it's important that
you can look this up online, like a small. All you just have to Google "small prayer for a blessing of a home," and you walk around in each room and you sage each room. You smudge, if you want to use the word smudging, that's fine, and just walk around. And there's so many beautiful things you can do. Again, using music, have somebody who knows Reiki, if you're lucky enough to know somebody like I do, which is Mark, to come in and just sit there and go from room to room.
It's important that the people that are living there are participating in this activity, and it's also important that their thoughts remain positive, right? And that they're stating intentions.
Exactly. It's all in your intentions. Listen, we all have bad days. We can't wait to get home to our sanctuary. You know what I do before I walk in the door? I make 3 turns going clockwise and say, my neighbors think I'm crazy already. And I do like these 3 turns. I'm like, listen, I don't want to bring this energy in. I'm releasing it. And I'll do like 3. I go in clockwise position and I go, I'm releasing. And then I walk into my home. And then I go straight and take a shower, wash the day off of me. There's also a meditation that you could do to get off what's attached to you. There's so many shower meditations. Again, you can look those up online. I find them really, I find that they're really good information.
I'm going to put a prayer on the back door when Jackie walks in and says, leave your troubles right here. Leave the office outside. Don't bring it in.
It's hard.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yes,
it's tough.
Yes, why not?
And then she brings it in, and she's upset, and then I feel bad, and it's not good.
No, it's not.
It's not
But
good.
and
those simple prayers are so good.
You got to cut that away, because you're building these tentacles up, and it's feeding off of you, because there's all these little negative energies just moving around, just wanting to attach to something. It's like barnacles.
I got to break free. You're right.
Yeah, Jackie,
break free of it, and it's so simple to do. It's the simplest thing in the world to do. So all these practices that I do, they stand the test of time. All my friends who purchase homes and people I know, they all come back to me, and it's so wonderful to hear. Listen, it's been wonderful. The house is peaceful. I burn candles. I burn sage. I burn frankincense and myrrh. I play music. You're right. Really
I usually burn dinner.
That's me.
I do that a lot. It's an offering, okay?
Sorry, I had to throw that in.
Hey, if I could expand
I'm giving a burnt offering.
Yeah.
If I could expand on what you said earlier, Jackie, about intention and thought, that's something a lot of people don't understand. If they do move into a house and there is an authentic haunting going on and you have a spirit here, is that the living are at least 50% responsible for the type of activity that's happening there. And a lot of people don't realize that or think about that. And, if you have a relatively hostile group of people who have, just very negative thoughts all the time and a lot of fighting within the family moves into a house, that you have someone there that doesn't want to tolerate that, obviously you're going to have an increase in more aggressive type of activity compared to a very loving family who moves in and is very playful and, the shades are open, there's a lot of light in the house and it's happy. You're going to have a totally different experience between the two people. And that's one of the things that we also try to educate people on who may be a little bit psychically open and do have the ability to, on some level, connect with the spirit, is you have to be careful with your thoughts sometimes and go into a new house with a very positive attitude. And it's so simple, but be playful. That's the big thing. Fun and playful.
Playful is very important. Be that child. Don't be childish. Be that child. Right. Like, don't forget who you are.
It changes the energy of the home. And just like Virginia's talking about all the fruit and the music, and I'm a big fan of nature sounds for people, put on, thunderstorms in the ocean and bird song. And I love the sound of birds, play that in the house. Very natural sounds, very uplifting sounds. When you're blasting hard rock or a lot of negative rap type of music in a home and fighting, and that could be very disturbing to whoever lived there previously if they're still there.
And it could be disturbing to the grounds and the energy of the home.
Exactly.
It reverberates. It just back. I mean, it's fine to listen to all that music. Trust me, it's fine. But keep in mind that you have to keep the energies up at all times. It's important. Dance, sing, whatever.
Okay,
just love, and that's important. But, I find it very important, and I tell this to everybody, and people do get lazy, but just like you cleanse your body or brush your teeth, you have to keep that energy up in your home. Plant flowers outside. Bring flowers in. Spirits love this. Nature spirits love this. They bring harmony and peace. You want balance in the home.
Mark Keyes, director of the Pennsylvania Paranormal Association, and Virginia Centrillo, psychic medium, both here with us today. How does someone get in touch with the PPA, please?
You can find us on Facebook at the Pennsylvania Paranormal Association or our website, www.theppa.net.
Thank you. Pat?
Yes, we have a 3-bedroom, 4-bath home at 414 Schoolside Estates in Troop for $399,000. This is a 15-year-old home, and it sits on a 100 by 180 lot. It's got a beautiful heated in-ground pool. It's got a large 36 by 12 composite deck and patio. It has a custom kitchen with oak cabinets and quartz countertops. It has beautiful hardwood floors, a finished basement. It's got 2 fireplaces. It's got a 2-car garage, central AC, and there's so much more. That's a 3-bedroom, 4-bath home with a 2-car garage at 414 Schoolside Estates in Troop for $399,000, and that's listed by Lou Strazzeri of our office.
Thanks. We'll be back with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate and 94.3 FM The Talker.
What can a Century 21 agent do for you? They show your home, solve your problems, and pet your dog. They provide the service of a butler and the savvy of a business tycoon. They explain the market, love a good barbecue, and never drink milk from the carton, so invite one over. They do your homework, legwork, and sometimes yard work. Basically, they provide some TLC to YOU. This is who they are. This is what they do. Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hi, this is Jackie Ruddy from Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Is real estate on your mind? It's on ours 24/7. Whether you're buying, selling, investing, or in need of an appraisal, you have questions, we have answers.
Thinking of buying or selling a house and have questions? Tune in to the Real Estate Roundtable hosted by locally owned and operated Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday mornings at 11:30.
Call 570-344-6724 or visit jruddy.com. That's JRUDDY.com.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
And we're back. Very interesting.
We're back with Mark Keyes, director of the Pennsylvania Paranormal Association, and Virginia Centrillo, Virginia is calling in from New York, and she's our psychic medium. Hi. How are you guys?
Hi, how are you?
Yes. We're doing
Good.
well. Thank you for 2 fabulous shows in a row. We're talking about how to keep our homes happy and light and good energy, positive thoughts. It's all connected.
Right. Everybody's spending all their time in the home now, right? Well, the lockdown is over, but everybody's home.
Yeah, but a lot of people are still home a lot of the time. So if someone feels that they have a haunting or a spirit that they want to set free, Mark, what do they do and how should they do it?
Well, it's sometimes like going to the doctor, and you find that there's a little bit of trial and error in there because you kind of got to figure out who's there, what they want, why the type of activity is happening, what their intention is. So it takes a little bit of work to try to figure out, who you got there and who they are, really, like what's their personality. And a lot of things that we mentioned could be helpful, bringing in all this positive energy, working with sage, and there's right ways and wrong ways to do everything. But sometimes people have great success just doing prayers and doing sage, and they're praying for a spirit, praying for someone to come in and take them out of there. People have had clergy come in and they do their own blessings, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The best thing that I found is by finding a credible resource like a psychic medium who could connect with these spirits, again, to find out who they are, what their issue is. Something's holding them there. What is it?
Right. They have an earth grievance that needs to be released. They need to tell their story in order to go into the light.
Yes. And
that's what Mark and I work with.
Once we can figure that out, we can help move them along. And I would put out one piece of information to people who are looking for a group. If you're looking for someone to come in, there's literally thousands of paranormal teams across the United States and psychic mediums. But just because you're a psychic medium doesn't necessarily mean you are educated on how to remove a spirit. Just because you are a paranormal investigation team or a ghost hunting team does not mean that you can remove a spirit. So we always tell people when you're looking for someone to come in, ask a lot of questions. Ask for references if you want from people that have been helped. And the number one question to ask is, if you do an investigation, can you help remove the spirit? And that's ultimately what needs to be done at the end.
Okay. Because
exactly.
One part of it is finding that spirit and knowing that spirit's there, but the most important part is removing this.
Yeah, a lot of people can tell that the spirit's there.
Right.
How to get rid of them is the big question.
Okay, all right. And we have 1 minute left. Virginia, quickly, can you tell me, the outside is just as important as inside the home, so what can we do on the outside?
The outside is very simple. You have certain energies that you want to invoke and to keep your property safe. So I basically plant holly bushes, which is very important, represents the Christ energy. Anybody can plant them. You just plant them around. Usually you do them in threes because the berry represents the blood and the pointers represent the crown. So it's important to invoke that kind of energy. Also, I do place outside a little bit of loose tobacco. I make little baskets and I put them in the corner of a little loose tobacco. They love cherry tobacco. I don't know what that's about, but they do. And I put loose sage, and I put little goodies. They like sweet, so I'll put something sweet outside, like a little cake, and I put them around the property in the corners and say, listen, welcome to my home, protected, keep us all protected. And that's basically, it sounds silly, but it does work. It does help. So that's one of the things I do. There's so many different things that you can do. So,
very interesting stuff.
Yes.
We appreciated both of you so very much. Mark, how does someone get in touch with the Pennsylvania Paranormal Association, please?
People can find us through Facebook at the Pennsylvania Paranormal Association or our website, www.theppa.net.
Remember to tune in next Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to listen to more of the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker.